At 9 a.m. on my wedding day, June 1st, 2025, a chill hung in the air as I stood before Elise's closet, its wooden frame looming like a silent confessor. My phone trembled in my palm, still aglow with my brother's text, "Don't go to your wedding. Check your wife's closet." A nervous laugh sputtered out. My brother, blunt and brash, often teetered on the edge of mischief. But the stark gaps between his words carried a weight beyond jest. My fingers grazed the knob, heart thudding against my ribs. The door creaked open, and my breath vanished, not from shock alone, but from the quiet, searing truth it unveiled, echoing the doubts I'd smothered for months beneath the warm haze of love. Tucked behind her perfectly ironed dress shirts and neatly aligned shoes, a small red box gleamed, free of dust, recently touched. My pulse raced as I lifted the lid. Inside, a burner phone pulsed with secrets, 5 messages from T. The latest, dated May 30th, 2025, burned into me. "After the honeymoon, we'll talk about moving your money." In that instant, the groom in me dissolved, replaced by a hollowed stranger, raw and unmoored. Under the chandelier's golden glow at a charity gala 2 years past, Elise emerged from the crowd, her smile a siren's call, radiant, yet edged with a smoldering intensity one couldn't place. Her silk gown brushed the floor, her gaze steady and deliberate as she leaned in, breath warm against my ear. "You're destined for greatness." My chest swelled, anointed by her choice, the smartest man alive. Over clinking glasses, I poured out my soul. My startup's fragile first steps, unpublicized deals, the tender pulse of early funds, blind to the flicker of calculation in her nod. Beautiful, poised, deliberate, she wove a spell I mistook for devotion, her every gesture a thread in a long con. Cracks had glimmered, faint but persistent. Her phone, always face down, a mute sentinel on the table. Her questions, sharp, probing, about my company shares, yet her eyes glazed over my work's heart. Late spa weekends with friends I never met, their names vague as shadows. I called it paranoia, buried it deep, until that red box, that message, that second life shattered the illusion. My brother, rough-hewn and rarely wrong, had distrusted her from the start. I texted him a photo of the messages. His call crackled through instantly. "She's marrying you for the money," he growled. "And she's working with someone named Travis." My search traced T to her ex-fiancé, the man she swore had cheated and vanished. He hadn't fled, he'd burrowed underground, plotting with Elise since our first dance. The betrayal stung, a blade twisting in my gut, yet I didn't weep or roar. I channeled her cold precision, calculated my stand. I dialed my lawyer, voice steady, and quietly moved my assets, millions in startup equity, froze our joint account, and unearthed the prenup she'd insisted we shred after our engagement. A new one, ironclad, took its place. My assistant, swift and loyal, gathered Elise's digital trail, email logs, calendar edits, call history, her arrogance leaving tracks unhidden, or perhaps her tie to Travis dulled her caution. For 2 hours, I wove my counterstrike, hands steady as I buttoned my suit. I wasn't a groom. I was a storm, coiled and patient. The vineyard wedding, set for noon, bloomed with elegance, classy, intimate. Her parents, my investors, half the press waited, eyes bright. Elise glided down the aisle, radiant, her bouquet clutched like a victor's prize. My jaw tightened, but I didn't flinch. The officiant's voice rose. "If anyone has objections, speak now." My hand lifted, firm and sure. Gasps rippled, murmurs swelled. "Elise," I said, calm as stone, "I won't marry a liar." Her smile wavered, a desperate laugh flickering. I dropped the red box at her feet, its thud echoing. "You forgot this." Her face cracked, a twitch in her left eye, a fracture in her poise. My first strike true. The second blow landed swift. I faced the guests. "For those who invested in my company, I assure you, our finances, 10 million and counting, are secure." I discovered Elise was attempting to system, siphon funds through a third party. This wedding was part of a larger con, but the con ends today. Her father stepped forward, brow creased in confusion. Her mother paled, hands trembling. Elise, you and Travis were sloppy. I have the messages sent to my lawyer. My accounts are frozen, your access revoked, and the prenup you didn't know existed is ironclad. Her lips parted, but silence poured out. No apology, no defense, just a void. I turned, strides firm, leaving whispers to cling to her like perfume gone sour. That night, as stars pierced the sky, Travis texted, "You ruined everything." I tapped back one word. Good. Elise flooded my phone, voicemails, emails, apologies shaped like excuses. I let them drown in silence. She'd misjudged me, thought me the mark. But I'd learned from her, the master con artist, and turned her game to dust. Later, alone in my study, I held a photo of us, her smile bright, my eyes adoring, and struck a match. It curled to ash, my hands trembling with the weight of loss, yet steady with resolve. Days later, I rebuilt. My lawyer fortified my defenses, investors nodded at my grit, and the press buzzed with my stand. Elise faded to a cautionary whisper. Travis vanished once more. A freedom bloomed from betrayal, a clarity sharper than peace, forged in the fire of being burned and choosing to rise. She played a long game, but I stayed 3 moves ahead. The closet door swung both ways. She taught me to lie with a smile. I showed her the sting of losing with one. Now, unshackled, I faced the dawn, my startup my anchor, my heart scarred but fierce, ready for a path I'd carve alone.